It's my music nostalgia time again. So in this case, I'm going to go back to the late 1960s. My wife and I think at the time we were actually dating, we went to a concert in Fort Lauderdale at an auditorium, and it was a pretty good sized auditorium. And the group that we saw was Jay and the Americans. We went in and we were listening to them, and I just like their music. I like everything about Jay and the Americans back then. And then they sang Cara Mia. Jay Black was, it's hard to explain. I will tell you that several times in the song, I know the walls were shaking in that auditorium. I know they were shaking. We were in awe of the sound that we heard, and of course it brought the house down with everybody wanting more and more and more. I'll never forget that. I will really never ever forget that. That's how good it was. So I'm going to do a relive for you today a bit, but it's slightly different. And the slightly different is we're going to see Jay actually sing the song when he was in his early 70s, so probably about 10 to 15 years ago, at a show that he did at I think it was at a casino actually. And so I want you to listen to it, and I'll interrupt a couple of times for just that much time to let you know when I was sure the walls were actually shaking. And I'll tell you a little bit at the end about Jay Black, Jay and the Americans. So listen up, it's great.
Say goodbye each time we part. My life wants to old age. Darling, if I pray, Cara Mia fair, I'll be your love till the end. Cara Mia, why must we say goodbye each time we part? My heart wants to die, darling, if I pray, Cara Mia fair, I'll be your love till the end.
Get ready, here it comes the first time. We're getting to the end. Here it comes again. The walls were shaking. Well, there you have it. I mean, there's just enough said. It's that good. So, a little bit of background history trivia. I won't take long. Um, Jay Traynor was the original Jay in the group, but he left the group, and a guy named David Blatt went over to see the Americans, and I believe that was in Long Island. And he went over and he talked to him. He was a shoe salesman for Tom McCann Shoes. Ring a bell with anyone? And his car was all broken down. He didn't make a whole lot of money, but he wanted to sing this song, Cara Mia, which means my beloved, by the way. And he had seen it on the Ed Sullivan Show by the original singer, David Whitfield from the United Kingdom. The group liked it, but the fact is, because of their range, they were able to sing four chords, but they couldn't do the bridge. They just couldn't do the bridge. So what they did is they did it without any bridge, if you notice when you heard the song. And the other thing is that they sang this in their shows for several years before they changed record labels in the mid 60s. So when they changed record labels, the new record company heard this song, they listened to it, they did a little bit of work with them on it, and they said, this is it. And they released it. So they had played Cara Mia in all of the live shows that they did, but they had never actually released it on a record until the new record label said, wow, we need to release this. So they did their rock and roll version. They sped it up and they did a whole different song. The original song sounded like it came from an opera in 1954, a little bit, as it was a pre-rock and roll song. So David Blatt, who was the lead singer now that Jay Traynor left, decided to change his name to Jay Black. And so they were still Jay and the Americans. They didn't have to change their name or anything. And Jay Black, you were called the voice for a reason, and we truly miss you. And